Halala! Top of the evening to you, Mzansi. I'm hoping that you're doing well. I know it's a very tough time to try and be optimistic about everything, but the most important thing is that you're here and you're watching this video. So that's very important. Top of the evening to you, and I'm hoping that you are doing all the best that you can to keep healthy, to keep safe, and to make sure that obviously you look after yourselves and we're all in quarantine. It feels like a movie, doesn't it? Anyway, here's my few tips for South Africans to look after, especially the most hard hitters, which is our small business enterprises, which I think are going to be in trouble after this particular lockdown. Ngikhuluma ngomamncumalo, mamgumede, mamngwenya, mmetshega, mmemkwena, mmemfukeng, bontate modau, bontate rechirenga. Come on, all of you guys, I'm talking to you who are selling goods to school kids, who are small vendors who don't know what this actually means. So I was in Limpopo over the last week, and you could see already the impact that the virus lockdown has created, because abantu abaningi abebahamba baya laphana, yazi ukuthi abantu abaningi bathengisa lapha emgwaqweni, shuthi nabo ngeke bakwazi ukuthi benzeni. And a lot of people like that don't know even how to claim from the government, despite all the efforts that the government has done. By the way, let me congratulate the South African government for a swift, powerful, strength response that they've given to this particular pandemic. And you can see that President Ramaphosa, his government, his cabinet are taking this very seriously. So I'm very happy because of that, because that makes me comfortable that we have good leadership. But nonetheless, it's going to impact us. How? This is how I'm going to explain this to you so that it's easy to normal bani ubukela le video mang le mang o lebellang video e a tlhaloganye gore re tlo amega jang ke se tlo sirang gore go nne bokete gore go bona kgwebo ya rena e tswela pele. Gopola gore in the last couple of months we've just received news that we are in a technical recession. So on top of the technical recession, now we have to face the rand depreciation that we have seen. We've slunk down to about 17 rand to the US dollar. Not only that, we also have the situation where we have a weakening economy based on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, meaning that they are not doing relatively well because most of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange companies are internationally based. So anything that is affected internationally, it means that we are impacted directly. So that is the reason why you're feeling the kind of pressure that we're feeling right now. Now, let me basically explain why this is important for us to understand. Yes, despite the fact that there's all these aids, all these opportunities to save the economy, you need to know how to claim that money. Abantu abaningi abathengisa ama-ice, abathengisa amazimba, abathengisa ama-chips, abathengisa the small medium enterprises don't know how to claim that money. And my advice to them is, please try and get somebody with internet access so bakwazi ukukusiza ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uclaim leyo mali, ngoba kubalekile in the next 21 days ukuthi uwazi ukuthi yini ekumele uyenze. And secondly, the most important thing is to remember the people who are not going to be directly affected, that the government has announced that they'll be able to move around. So we're talking about including production, distribution, and supply of food and basic goods. Not all food. For example, I've got a factory that does Ama snacks. That business is closing down because we can't say snacks are a necessity. So we're going to stop that. So our buyers will not be able to consume or to be able to procure snacks as a product that they can sell back. So that's one of the things that you need to know. We're going to have essential banking services available, and the maintenance of power, water, and telecommunications will still be available. So those are the good news. Laboratory services will still be there, and everything else will still be there. Nursing hospitals will still be operational. I know that this is the first time we've faced such a catastrophe, but I think we seem to be understanding what we need to do to remain safe. So what will be the effects of leaving my house? So firstly, we don't need to panic. People will still be allowed to get to the shops and access essential goods and services. Two, we'll still be allowed to have minimum movement. Also, only undertake essential trips outside your home. Make sure that you are protected and your family is protected, and make sure that you don't leave anything longer than what is necessarily need to be. Provinces, it will be difficult to get across each province because they're going to make restrictions there. When leaving your home, try to be alone, plan your trip, get in and out where you need to go to, and go back home. That's what quarantining means. So we all have to learn to restrain ourselves and keep ourselves in our homes. And most importantly, above all these things, keep healthy, keep clean. Hygiene is essential. Wash your hands as many times as you possibly can. My hands are starting to crack because of how many times I wash them. But let's rather be safe than be sorry. Now, how is business going to be assisted? Those businesses that are paying UIF, Unemployment Insurance Fund, are going to benefit because they can claim directly from the small medium enterprise businesses to be able to get that money. You need to register now. If you follow my link, I'll make sure that you get that link so that you can be able to register so that you can claim that money back. Businesses who are smaller than that, who are maybe not paying the UIF, are going to have a little bit of a tougher situation, but they can still get some assistance from the Small Medium Enterprise Development Agency. Once those companies are registered, that registration is legit and the business is operational and it can demonstrate that the impact is going to hit hard at them, the department will make sure that you get looked after. I've seen also other factories in private businesses taking the initiative to give some of their staff advances. They pay them earlier than what they would normally do. So, for example, for the month of April, instead of paying them at the end of April, or rather on the 15th or 16th, they pay them earlier to help them to get through the 3 weeks. And they can take that either as an advance or a loan of some sort, and they can claim it back from government because obviously if they're paying, then they'll be able to get that and they can sustain themselves. That's the other thing. Also, very importantly, don't forget this. All essential services will still be available. Sorry, Nina Machita, abafuna ugyo promise potini. That's not going to be available. But for the people who need the essentials like food, health products, medicine, and all those things are still going to be available. Mzansi, we've been through worse. We've been through most difficult times together. We know that we're facing a very tough economic position right now, but we have an even bigger health problem. I think we can get through this if you work together, just like we've beaten apartheid, just like we've beaten xenophobia, just like we've beaten each and every challenge that this new democracy has faced over the last 30 years, but not only that, beyond that, in the last 100 years, this country has been able to win. And just like we've hosted the wonderful World Cup in 2010 of the football, we've hosted fantastic rugby World Cups. We are current champions of rugby around the world. So, and therefore, that gives me confidence that even this quarantine will help us not just to win the coronavirus COVID-19, but we will come out there even much stronger as a nation, much more united, and look forward to a prosperous future. I wish you all the best, and I know that you are all very much looking forward. Don't panic. Don't do anything that will make you look like you don't know what's happening. Get your information. Get to the Department of Health's website. Get to the people who are necessary. But for all the Vuma FM listeners, I just want to say to you, Halala! And top of the evening, have a wonderful lockdown.